Hello guys, welcome back to the news, my country people. The former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, he has a lot to answer for. I can tell you that he has a lot to answer for when we talk about the killings, the crisis, the bloodshed, most especially in the southern region of Kaduna State under his watch as a governor. When all these things were going on, El-Rufai did nothing to stop all these. He vowed on several occasions to end the insecurity going on, most especially in the southern region of the state. But at the end of the day, he failed on his promise. Nothing happened. And now, several people have called that El-Rufai must not go scot-free. El-Rufai has to answer for these killings, for this bloodshed. Now you see, most Nigerians living in the UK, they have called on the leaders of the southern Kaduna that El-Rufai must not go scot-free. El-Rufai must answer to his crimes. That is why the Christian Association, the southern leaders, the ICC must ensure the ex-governor Nasir El-Rufai faces charges. This is coming from the coalition of Nigerians in the UK. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The coalition of Nigerians living in UK has called on the leaders of the Southern Kaduna, the Middle Belt and the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) to ensure that the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai does not go scot-free for the killings and the bloodshed in the southern region of the state under his watch. The coalition, in a release on Sunday from London, UK, and signed by Dr. Loretta Oduware and also Oboro Oko Olorugun and Theodora Ochuko, also called on the International Criminal Court (ICC) to arrest and persecute El-Rufai over the charges of crimes against humanity and genocide in southern Kaduna and other parts of the country. The coalition said it condemned the inciting and genocidal statements by El-Rufai justifying the Muslim civilian presidency of the country in his own state. So you see, it is no longer news that the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, he recently came under fire now, following his alleged promotion of religion politics, to advance the cause of his political agenda. And I can tell you that El-Rufai, is not new to these controversies because he's always fond of saying and speaking his mind. But in his recent utterances, he talked about the Muslim ticket in the 2023 presidential election, where he said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration and victory have silenced the Christian Association of Nigeria. And I can tell you that many Nigerians reacted to that video that went viral, where he was talking to some Muslim scholars, Islamic scholars, where he said that it's only when the Muslims dominate the state government, that's when the administration would be fair and all. So he suggested that he suggests Muslims, to be allowed to occupy all the major positions, in the government, saying it will be best for Nigerians. So El-Rufai's statement, really showed that yes, he is indeed a religious bigot, and others have accused him of playing religious politics. So you see, many people were against El-Rufai for his statement, and now the coalition of the Nigerians living in UK have made it known that El-Rufai must answer to his crimes. They have made it known that El-Rufai's inciting statement was not surprising. The statement was also a clear confirmation of the remote and immediate cause of endless butcheries and property violence systematically targeted at defenseless Christians and their properties in Nigeria, especially in the southern Kaduna and in the Middle Belt. So you see, El-Rufai statements have really confirmed all the crises, all the butcheries going on in the state. It further confirms that the butcheries have nothing to do with the so-called farmers and herders clashes. The inaction and the conspiratorial roles of the country's security forces in the butcheries and the property violence, including the indiscriminate burning down and the destruction of tens of thousands of churches and Christian schools, were also brought to the fore and exposed. So you see, El-Rufai's secrets, El-Rufai's doings have been exposed. So the coalition have called on to the leaders of the Southern Kaduna, the Middle Belt, and the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) to go after Malam Nasir El-Rufai to ensure that he doesn't go scot-free. He doesn't walk scot-free on the streets of Nigeria. He has to answer to his crimes. You see, the former governor seems to enjoy and have passion for bloodshed, which was why he publicly threatened the 2019 International Independence Election observers with going back or returning to their countries in body bags. So that is why they are calling on the ICC to arrest and persecute Malam Nasir El-Rufai over the charges of crimes against humanity and genocide in the Southern Kaduna, in the Middle Belt and other parts of the country, where he conspired with others to exploit and instigate Fulani jihadists to invade, to occupy, to kill, to abduct, to do all manner of things, to destroy, to Islamize. Meanwhile, in a communique issued on May 15th, the coalition said it hosted its international press conference, which was attended by a cross-section of Nigerians. And according to the communique, the coalition of Nigerians living in UK stated that it condemns in its strongest terms the fraudulent role of INEC. This is because despite the guarantees of INEC in the run-up to the 2023 elections, which created, enthusiasm for mass participation with a view to deepening Nigeria's democracy, INEC did not allow for a credible and a fair process to produce our country's leaders. So they also talked about INEC's involvement in the electoral malpractices that went on at the just concluded February 25th, 2023 presidential election. So my country people, what are your thoughts concerning this? Because I can tell you that Nigerians living in the UK, they really mean business this time around. They mean business and they want El-Rufai to go down for his crimes. He has to answer for his crimes. That is what they are demanding for. So guys, what are your thoughts concerning this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.